Hello, my name is Brenda Hayward. This video will focus on learning to make a budget for the first time. Here are the major categories your budget needs and how to set up your income and expenses so that you know if you are overspending or hitting your goals. This video is called Budgeting Basics, Getting Started. This video will highlight additional information to your questions or what other information can be helpful and added to your need to know list on budgeting. Viewers, I hope you brought your notebook and pencil. When it comes to budgeting, without the basics, you cannot grow or build wealth. If you don't know the basics of budgeting, the principle of budgeting is knowing where your money comes from and where your money is going. Make a list of the things you need and the things you don't need. Budgeting helps you discover how much money you can actually spend on stuff you do not need and how much your bills really are. People need to learn how to put their money towards the things that they need and not just spend their money. People need to learn some budgeting strategies. Once you have done a list of your bills and put them in the order that they have to pay during the month, total them and find out how much money you have left over. It is easy to keep your finances in check. Here's how to start budgeting your finances and keeping them in check. You no longer have to run to your parents for money. You are earning your own money. You can say that you are probably financially dependent. You spend your money on items that you want. It is exciting that no one has to say no. However, that so-called freedom does come with a few serious problems if the budget is not set. Would you agree that you have not thought these questions? I am. Am I spending too much every month? Am I doing this right? Should I be thinking about saving? Should I be thinking about what I am spending my money on? When you sit down and create a budget, the answer to these questions are easily answered. Knowing your financial ability allows you more flexibility, along with more money to spend and less anxiety with your emergency arises. Just saying having a savings account is important, but why do you need to save? It doesn't matter what size your paycheck is. The sooner you start saving, the more you earn as you grow in experience on the job. Without thinking, many utilize a credit card to the limit, which could be $500. However, paying the minimum amount or maybe $30 at a 24% interest could have you paying back the $500. What you need to do if the rate is 5.5 is divided by 0.055 by 12 to calculate your monthly interest rate. Then calculate the repayment terms in months. Then calculate the interest over the life of the loan. Divide the loan amount by the interest over the life of the loan and calculate your monthly payment. So think about your options. Should the money go to paying interest or to saving an account? What can budgeting prepare you for? Budgeting prepares individuals for the future and sometimes for surprise expenses like a breakdown of the car. Sometimes budgeting can assist when a child is born and diapers cost. It is also important to learn how to stick to a budget until finances become complicated. When a spending plan in place, you will be able to squeeze a lot more out of your income. Tracking your spending habits help you identify areas for improvement so that you can spend less and forecast your goals to spend that savings on something important like a trip to visit your relatives. Budgeting allows you to get rid of the anxiety of debt that you owe. Budgeting makes it easy to pay off your debts without putting pressure on your weekly or monthly checks. Budgeting also allows you to check off that list of debts sooner by having a routine of saving a little each month. Budgeting allows you to deal with unplanned expenses more easily. Things happen. For example, an ear infection turns into emergency, car problems, or a leaky roof. Budgeting helps you make sure that you have extra funds saved for unexpected problems. You shouldn't have to waste your earned money on high interest rate loans or ask your parents or friends for loans when you really don't know when you could pay them back. Budgeting is important, however, it doesn't need to be complicated. You could get your budget program started with these simple steps. First, gather up all your income sources and place them together. Then add them up and see how much you'll take home after taxes per month. If you get paid bi-weekly, multiply your party check by 26. If you get paid weekly, multiply your paycheck by 52. If your income fluctuates, try to average out what you can make over several months. Track and categorize your monthly average spending on a pad. If possible, start with the most recent monthly totals. Gather all of your bills and receipts and figure out how much you are spending per month. Break down your spending into categories that you can understand. For example, transportation, car payment and insurance, living expenses, subscriptions, Netflix or Amazon, groceries, medical bills, and entertainment. This temporary list can lead to narrowing down the areas where you are spending your money. Now that you have made a list and calculated what you have spent and set a goal on what you would like to spend and what you would like to save, it will not happen immediately. However, set a goal in concrete and live with your decision. This will help motivate you to save on a budget. However, if you don't have a goal, make one. Setting up an emergency fund is a great because it focuses on surprising unplanned expenses. There are a few goals that you can start with. Short-term goals like saving for a real bed or sleep on a couch. Medium-term goals, saving for a used car or becoming debt-free. Long-term goals, saving for retirement or purchasing and paying off your mortgage. Please let me know if you like this video by clicking on the thumbs up and leaving your comments below. And if you have time, check out some of my other videos that may answer a few of your questions you may have. My name is Brenda Hayward, and thanks for your time.